Hi, folks. Hi, welcome to the first TCM talk. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm going to leave you with the beautiful view of Modigliani, which was actually painted by my mom. Hi, Mom. And I'm going to just go tweet this out to my followers on Twitter. I'm going to be right back with you. Okay, I'm coming back. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to TCM Talk, the new channel for periscopes about Chinese medicine, herbs, acupuncture, holistic health and wellness from me, Kirsten Cowan, licensed acupuncturist and creator of Angelica and Peony, and my colleague Denise Chikuto of Chikuto Acupuncture. We're both acupuncturists and herbalists living here in the San Francisco Bay Area. The Bay Area is the reason why I'm hosting solo today. Denise is trapped in some traffic, which is a hazard of life here in the Bay. So I want to really welcome you. The first part of the year, the civil new year, is a time when a lot of us are thinking about making healthy changes, how we want to spend this year, what we might want to emphasize, changes we might want to make in our personal lives, in our health lives, and so on. And I want to talk to you a little bit today about some of the herbs and essential oils that you can call on for support in some of the different types of healthy changes you might be thinking about making, or maybe have already made. Maybe from the first of the year, you made some of those resolutions. Some of the things that Denise and I are going to talk about more actually over the next week or so. We'll be back on January 28th for a regularly scheduled TCM talk, sort of checking in on folks and talking about how to keep the momentum of healthy changes going, and some practices, herbs, and so on you can use to support that. But through the next week or so, you'll see us probably popping up with some on-the-fly periscopes, and also sharing lots on social media, talking a little more deeply about how we make change, and how we can make change in a loving way. As holistic physicians, both Denise and I believe strongly and practice in a way that really sees you as a whole person, and that person is worthy and is of value. So if you want to make changes so that you live a long, healthy, happy life, if those are some of your goals, begin as you mean to go on. And one of the most important places to begin is in terms of your love and care that you give for yourself. And that comes right down into how you talk about the changes that you might want to make. Change can be good, but beating up on yourself, or using a lot of that kind of negative language about yourself, about decisions you might have made in the past, and especially about your body, that it's too fat, or it's too sick, or it's too old, those kinds of negative messages that you give yourself have a deep impact, and they will actually interfere with you making the kinds of changes, the life-embracing changes that so many people, want to find themselves making, and probably you do if you are watching this video. So I'm going to talk basically about some helpers that you can get into the process of all different types of changes that you might be thinking about making for 2016, or hopefully maybe have already made, and you want to rally the troops and get yourself some support. So actual support from other humans is really important and helpful. So if you haven't already done that, I really encourage you to get your support system, your support team in place. So whether that's your family members, friends, coworkers, or a healthcare practitioner like an acupuncturist, or other holistic physician or practitioner, an online support group, a Facebook group, all these kinds of things, make change feel better, be easier, and also, in study after study, it's shown that people who have that kind of social support around making behavioral changes have been much better success at doing that. So it's important in every sense. Periscopes being a little funky for me. I look a little possessed right now because I'm sort of just shimmying. So I don't know if you can see me okay. Am I broadcasting okay? Those who are following, If you want to send me some hearts or something, it's actually quite terrifying what Periscope is showing me doing. I'm just going to flip the camera back and forth. Well, I'm going to try. There we go. I look fine? Okay, great. It had me doing this sort of stuttering thing that was looked like it was from a horror movie. So I'm glad that was not on your end. So first I'm going to talk about things you might be wanting to quit this year. So that can be any type of behavior. Almost any type of behavior can develop those habitual patterns in our brains and make quitting it difficult. Some have a more intense physical component to it being an addictive substance than others, but quitting anything can be challenging. So we're talking here about quitting smoking. Good for you if that's something you want to do, that you've started to do in 2016. I definitely want to help you do that. Quitting alcohol, quitting sugar, quitting other substances like marijuana or even hard drugs, or habits that you might want to let go of, whether, collecting figurines or shoes or whatever it is, something that you want to, or checking your phone compulsively, something that you want to leave in 2015 and not bring with you into 2016. So, before I get into talking about herbs and essential oils for quitting, acupuncture and acupressure are really, really effective at helping you stop habitual and addictive behavior. So, if you haven't already, I strongly recommend that you find yourself an acupuncturist and talk with them about the things that you're looking to quit. Smoking is very, very, has been quite well studied and anecdotally also. I'm sure you can talk with folks in your life who've used acupuncture to help them quit smoking. So I really strongly recommend that. You're always welcome to reach out to us for referrals in your area as well. Really happy to provide that service. So while you're feeling that sense of agitation, that sense of loss, while you're quitting a substance, the goal from the Chinese medicine perspective of what we're trying to do when you're letting go of addictive behavior is to regulate the flow of energy in the body. Basically, whatever the substance or the habit, the activity that you've been using has been affecting that energy flow in your body. So if you're been using a stimulant, you've been using a sedative, it's going to have taken over some of your body's natural processes, and we want to help regulate your body so that it can produce those feel-good hormones on its own, or it can produce that lift of energy or that drop of relaxation that you've been using an external substance for. So some easy to access herbs to use during this time include, and I've got a few I'm going to hold up here, include spearmint leaf, dried orange peel, cinnamon. These are some beautiful cinnamon sticks from Mountain Rose, my Western herbal supplier. Clove, whole or powdered clove. Lemon balm. This is a wonderful herb, either dried or fresh. It's pretty easy to grow in your garden. Actually kind of invasive, so you might want to keep it in a pot. And also fennel seed, which you can get from a herbal supplier, or you can get most of these at a health food store, or even a grocer, or fennel seed can easily be found at like an Indian grocer. So you can find probably a pre-made blend that has most of these herbs in it from someone like Yogi Tea or some other herbal tea company. Or you can make your own. I would recommend making a batch with about a tablespoon of the leafy herbs and a teaspoon of the more dense herbs. And if you put those together, you'll have quite a delicious blend. Something else you can do with all the herbs that I'm talking about in terms of a tea, which you can drink, is you can also make a bath infusion. This is basically like soaking in a giant tub full of tea, which is really wonderful to do. You can use one of these little muslin bags. They also come in a bigger size, actually, which can be even better to get a whole tub full of tea. This size I actually like to use for eye compresses or a cup of tea. So you're just going to put your herbs about halfway, filling the little muslin bag, or the bigger one if you're using that, the 3x4 size, I think that is. or 4x6 size. You can just throw that, tie it, seal it up, and throw that right in the bath. Give it a few squeezes before you hop in, and you'll have a wonderful, fragrant, soothing treatment that will also help ease cravings and give you something to do when you're looking for an alternative. So I've got the jittery thing happening again with Periscope. I'm sorry that Periscope's kind of not cooperating too well with me, so I'm just going to show you my workroom door for a minute. That's my smock that I wear when I'm blending, and I'm going to come on back so I can at least see myself while I'm talking with you guys. Some essential oil helpers that are really good for quitting addictive substances include carrot seed oil, which actually is especially beneficial for marijuana habituation. Roman chamomile, lavender, and lemon. Lavender and lemon together are really good for sugar cravings. And if you take a look at the article that I wrote called Plant Support, which can be found on my website, and then we also shared it on the TCM Talk Twitter, and it's in bit.ly/Periscope pins, where everything we talk about in our Periscopes is collected. You'll find a link there as well to some guidance on how to use essential oils, how to use them to make massage oil, how to use them in the bath, how to use them for inhalation, so that you're using them safely and effectively. So let's talk a little bit about some healthy habits you might want to be adding in rather than things that you want to be letting go of, especially maybe regular exercise and quality sleep. These are two things that appear in a lot of people's New Year's resolution lists. So in terms of exercise, you might be faced with one of two different situations. Either you're really exhausted and depleted, and so exercise is really difficult for you. That can definitely, if that's a situation for you, and with anything, I'm going to recommend that you, take the opportunity to consult with a physician of traditional Chinese medicine to get, correct diagnosis. Think about whether your exercise goals are really realistic for you. If you're someone who's been chronically ill or really, really depleted and exhausted, maybe marathon training is not the best choice for you, and something more gentle like Qigong or walking might be a more suitable exercise. So that's the first thing you want to think about. But in terms of herbs that will boost your energy in general, if tiredness from really lack of energy so when you exercise you feel worse, is a handy way to tell that. Include ginseng, which can be gotten in a tea form in Asian markets. You have to be careful with it if you have high blood pressure. It's not suitable for everyone, but it is certainly enjoyed by millions of people around the world as a daily beverage. Jujube, I have a few of these here. These are treated Chinese jujube or date. So they're used as a tea or even just eaten as a snack, as dried fruit. These are a little bit old, so I tested some before the Periscope, and they were delicious. They have a kind of smoky flavor. Chinese yam, Dioscorea, that can be gotten probably in some health food stores, can be added to cereal or taken as herbal tea. Goji berries, another one that you can get really easily these days at health food stores. Make a great snack or include that in a trail mix. And also reishi mushrooms, another very potent tonic. If your issue is that your energy is stuck, you're working in a desk job or you have a lot of stress, you feel better when you exercise, but you want to make exercise a regular part of your life because you feel relief and actually more energy after you've moved around, then you want to move that stuck energy that you have. And some really good herbs for that would include dried orange peel, fennel, and cardamom. So that sounds like a wonderful tea right there, or you can incorporate them into cooking. Essential oils like patchouli and grapefruit are ones that are really helpful for moving and transforming that kind of stuck energy. On the other tip, the insomnia tip, if you're looking to promote restful sleep for yourself, which can be, a whole bevy of things, or even if just going to sleep at a regular time, making space for sleep in your life is one of your resolutions, then some herbal helpers I would recommend that you make friends with this year include mimosa flower. That can be a little challenging to find. Your health food store or local herbalist might have it. Lemon balm, lavender blossom, some of these here because I use them. I make my own sleepy time tea, which is very wonderful. So here's then chamomile flower. They're beautiful with a wonderful smell. Not sure where my, oh, here's my lavender. Ziziphus, which is actually the seed of the jujube. Once again, Periscope had me pretty whack. Finally, I'd also mention a supplement like Natural Calm, which we've talked about in some of our talks before, which is an easy alternative to herbs that we would use traditionally for their kind of sedative effect, which are made from oyster shell and fossilized bone. They were used in traditional Chinese medicine to give that relaxing calcium magnesium effect. Essential oils that are really valuable for sleep include lavender, sandalwood, mandarin, chamomile, and lang lang. All of those are pretty wonderful, and any or all of those are especially great in a bath, about maybe half an hour before you plan to go to bed, not too hot. Finally, I want to talk about maybe some goals that you have this year around attitude adjustment. And the two that I particularly want to give you some herbal and essential oil support for would be cultivating an attitude of self-love and cultivating an attitude of self-discipline, maybe to help you with some of your other resolutions that we might have talked about. So if connecting with a sense of self-love and your own worthiness in terms of taking care of your health and making healthy, positive changes for yourself. Some heart-opening herbs that you might want to add into your life include mimosa flower, ziziphus, the seed of the jujube, called Swanzhaoren in Chinese, and a traditional formula from Chinese medicine, Ganmai Datsao Tang, which is licorice root, jujube fruit, and wheat berries. I think that you could probably get some of these benefits if you don't eat wheat by using something like Ganmai Cha, the toasted rice, traditional Japanese tea that might bring some of the sweetness and nourishment that formula traditionally gives to the heart. Essential oils that help open the heart and help us feel a sense of our own worth and self-love include patchouli, rose, geranium, and lang lang. No surprise, these are also aphrodisiacs, so exercise appropriate caution. Self-love really starts with self-care. So if you are looking to boost your self-discipline in terms of staying firm with your commitments to yourself to take care of yourself and keeping your health a priority, then some herbs and essential oils that you might want to put in your backpack to help you with that include walnuts, fenugreek, which is a herb spice used in a lot of Indian cooking, and black sesame seeds. And essential oils would include rosemary, ginger, and vetiver. So I hope that's been a helpful, if slightly lengthy, overview of some herbs and essential oils that you can call on to help you with the changes that you have begun to make or want to make this next year. January 1st is a couple weeks away now, but every day is a chance to start over. So it's never too late to make the changes that you want to make, and I hope that you make those changes out of a sense of your own worth and how much you matter to the world and how much you deserve to have a rich, happy, and healthy life. So join Denise and I on January 28th for part 2 of our New Year, New You TCM talk. Watch for some pop-up periscopes over the next couple of weeks. Follow us on social media for links to everything that I've talked about and that we will be talking about in our periscopes. And as always, you can find links to everything discussed here at our Pinterest Periscope board, bit.ly/periscopepins. Thanks so much for watching, and Happy New Year!